A question that could either be really simple or really difficult and broad. What is cabaret?
The $1 million question I knew you were going to ask.
Oh, great question, great question. Because when you start talking about this job, so many people say, and what is cabaret to you? What is it? And I'm thrilled to be able to say, I reckon in its simplest form, cabaret is stories into song.
And whether that story is true or false or about someone else, irrelevant. It's telling the story like to the audience and directly to them as well.
The performers on stage fully acknowledge that they have an audience. They bounce off that audience, they interact with them, they feed off their energy.
It's an art form that gathers together all kinds of different ways of expressing yourself artistically to challenge an audience to see the world through a set of eyes that are different to their own.
A cabaret is not defined by any genre, which is what I really like about cabaret. You could have a classical artist do cabaret, you could have a jazz artist do cabaret, you could have a pop artist do cabaret.
It is the freedom of taking any art form that you enjoy and blending all of it together.
Do you know where the word cabaret comes from?
I would say it's French.
Yeah, it is. Experts reckon that cabaret originated in France in the late 1880s. The word translates to mean small room, and that a small room would serve food and alcohol. But what set it apart from any other food and drink serving small room was the addition of live performance and music. Today, cabaret is still performed in many small rooms, as well as much larger rooms like at the Adelaide Cabaret Festival, where these students have been working on cabaret sets.
Hi, my name's Thea.
Hi, I'm Noah.
Hi, my name's Abby and I'm part of
At the Class of Cabaret program.
at the Adelaide Festival Centre. It's a program that Year 11 and 12 students can do where we get to work with the festival theatre staff and also with some incredible cabaret professional mentors that are professionals in their industry, and you basically create a 5-minute set that's going to be a part of the Adelaide Cabaret Festival.
I just love the river. I mean, if it were a bloke, I would marry him.
I'm in quite a unique position because in 2011 I got to be a participant in Class of Cabaret. It's been very, very cool to have gone through the program as a participant, understood what it's like to be on the other side, and then 13 years later come back as a mentor and as a graduate for the 15th year of Class of Cabaret.
Artist yourself.
As a touring cabaret artist myself.
What's it like having Mim as a mentor?
Well, I'm still the biggest fan. Like I have to say, on the first couple of days coming in, I was like, oh my gosh, does she think I'm cool? Does she like me?
So what does a typical class for Class of Cabaret look like?
In rehearsal, we're just discussing ideas for sets or practicing a set for the show.
Really specific things that we want to try, if that's okay.
You come into the room, you present your art, but then once you don't perform your set, it's not like you just you turn off and you're not working anymore. You're constantly participating in other people's sets.
My ex-man's girlfriend, she's like, oh my God.
If you have an idea that you could think would help the set, you say it out loud. Or if you feel like, oh, there's someone that needs to participate in this, you can go in, volunteer, and just show up and help them. So it's a really collaborative work.
You know, it's actually going to go, oh, 1, 2, 3, hard. I just gonna shake it off, shake it off.
The beauty of the Class of Cabaret program is it is an excellent example of community collaboration and providing students with industry connections and actually seeing how the industry works through creating their own work is the best learning experience for a young person.
They also get the opportunity to enrol cross-institutionally at Thebarton Senior College and get their SACE accreditation as well. SACE is our high school certificate here in South Australia, so they're Year 11, 12
Just think
program.
we need a little punctuation mark at the end of like, dear audience,
If I could have done cabaret for my HSC, do you know how different my life would be? Actually, probably would be quite similar to right now, but the point is it would have been incredibly fun to have done it for the HSC.
You get to work on your passion as if you were in a job, and it's counting towards your high school now.
So we get to use the things that we've learned and all the things that we've documented in the performance we do, and we do a couple assignments on it, and then that becomes like a whole subject for us, and that goes towards our SACE, which is so good.
Please welcome to the stage the 2024 cast of Class of Cabaret.
We make a showcase at the end of the Cabaret Festival every year, which is truly one of the most beautiful experiences of the Cabaret Festival. The feeling of like actually going to see these incredible kids bare their soul, write 5 minutes of their own original material and sing a song, and the way that they come together to tell those stories and the way that they support each other on stage is beautiful.
Every major scale has 8 notes, but the first and the 8th note serve the same function in the scale, that function being to serve as the tonic or the root note of your scale.
What is your set about?
My set is about, it's basically showing the audience how I fell in love with music.
I'm nothing special.
Now don't get me wrong, I love public transport. I think it's great. I mean, it's great for the environment, but seriously, it's fine. I mean,
it's about catching the train, which is something that I do every day. And so you meet a few characters on the train that are a little bit quirky, a little bit different, a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, but it's sort of making light of that, and that's sort of, I guess, a relatable experience for anyone who's gotten public transport.
psychopathic or just shy. Oh, Edgar, the blank stare guy. I love him, I love him.
But then sort of the other side of it, which is my experience, particularly as a woman who is young, and you know, the discomfort that you feel on public transport or in public situations that actually doesn't need to be there, and like there's actually not much being done about it.
I get the train to dance 3 days a week, and when I think my outfit on the train's a little bit too much for my friends to handle, I'll get out my weapon of choice. Now, she goes by a few names.
My set's about my family, because I'm someone who's very family oriented, and it's specifically about the women in my family and their strength.
A matriarchal family is a family where the power of decision making is in the hands of women instead of men.
And talking about their strength, and then talking about how I've found in myself that, oh, I am just as strong as them, and I don't have to be comparing at all because I'm just different.
This is a song in my first language of Hindi about a guy telling a girl how incredible she is, and I listen to it to remind myself of my unique position.
Do you have any advice for any other young people who are looking at cabaret and are like, hey, that might be for me? How do I get involved?
Do it. Do it. Just do it.
If you live in the state of the Class of Cabaret, audition. Because the worst that's going to happen is you don't get in, and then you can still just go make your own cabaret.
You could make cabaret about not getting into the program.
You could, 100%, and that would be, I think, very funny. You could really utilise that, actually, yeah.